What?
It has been over a year since we've had to pump ourselves out. We have been so spoiled down in Sanford with like concierge service.
You even remember how to do it, I guess.
I remember.
We've been based in Sanford, Florida for most of the pandemic and decided to take a river cruise up to Jacksonville and back in search of dolphins. This is our return trip to Sanford. If you missed the trip up, go back and catch the first part of this adventure.
Staying on the path that I've chosen, straight up. Come my way and I'll see you at the top. 'Cause something's gonna happen in this story, and I can feel it coming.
This is Dolphin Quest underway. Jacksonville. We are in Jacksonville.
And there are no dolphins.
No, they're false advertising. We saw signs for dolphins, but we've been scouting. I've been like panning the river with binoculars for 3-4 nights. No dolphins in Jacksonville.
Dolphins.
Shortage.
But we have had an amazing time. We have done 4 nights here in Jacksonville, and we're getting ready to turn around and head south. Yeah.
Back upriver.
But we got here to this anchorage on Wednesday evening. This is right off the Baptist Hospital between the
bridges.
The interstate, and this is the Acosta Bridge right behind us, and the railroad bridge. Beautiful little anchorage. You've got access to some floating docks to get ashore. But we got here on Wednesday, the start of a heat wave coming through Florida. Turned on the generator to get some air conditioning time, and then the air conditioner started sputtering out.
The generator was stalling, and so we're like, okay, well, we know we were coming up on slack tide, and we know that there's a free marina, the Metropolitan Park Marina down by the football stadium.
That we'd never done before.
We'd never been there, and it was like, 72 hours of free dockage, and you're supposed to pay for power, but the machine's been broken for years, and so you just get free power as well. And so we're like, well, let's go there, and at least we have power so I can work on the generator while...
This is not starting off like a great story.
No, but it was actually perfect because we got there and we had the whole entire marina to ourselves. It was actually a great location and power.
Yeah, so it was an impeller that had gone... It had shredded, so we spent an afternoon picking impeller bits out of the generator. Seems to be back to working.
Hey, what you holding, Chris?
On a boat, there's always a project, and our generator started to stall, and we discovered our impeller, even though it's only had 500 hours on it, it's supposed to get 1,000, has disintegrated. So I'm fishing for impeller bits to clean this up and get our generator back to working.
So we can get back to Sanford with air conditioning.
Yes. And got to see an old friend who was in the neighborhood.
He's not that old.
He's one of my oldest friends that longest. I've known him since I was a freshman in high school, so that kind of old.
So we've met up with him in Charleston, where he also has a home, and now he has a home here in Jacksonville, just a couple miles from the marina. With power, we got through the heat wave with not having to worry about generator use, so that was awesome. And we had shore access. We get the bikes out and go out exploring, which was great fun.
Yeah, and it's good walking and running right from the docks as well. And every Friday and Saturday nights, they had a fireworks show because the Jumbo Shrimp, the Jacksonville minor league team, baseball stadium is right there. And at the end of the games on Friday and Saturdays, they do a pretty nice fireworks show basically right over our boat.
That
so,
was cool.
Hey, score.
Oh, and a gorgeous full moon rise right there. It was beautiful.
And
it was just chill and quiet there.
Yeah,
a little wakey at times because it is Memorial Day weekend, so a lot of traffic going up and down. So it was a little bouncy, but nothing we've done worse.
Yeah, on Saturday we took the bikes out and did a big bike exploration all over town. I went to the Saturday Arts Market, and then saw that the symphony was performing, and they had just a few tickets left because they're doing super limited attendance for the social distancing and stuff. So we got to go see the Jacksonville Symphony's Patriotic Pops performance, which
one of the
loved
things
it.
we have missed the most. When we have stayed in Jacksonville longer term, we would just go to the symphony all the time. We loved it so much. So yeah, on a whim, we took the bikes from the marina, biked them down to the symphony, showed up, couldn't find a bike rack anywhere. So we talked to one of the security guards, and he said, "Oh, just tie them up
put
to
it on the
over
railing
there. We'll
here.
keep an eye on them. They're right by a sheriff's car. Nothing. I'm like, wow, we had a rock star parking for our bikes.
And apparently this is one. There's only 14 out of over 1,000 professional orchestras in the United States that have been performing this past season. So we got this is kind of a really rare treat that we got to see an orchestra perform.
And it was our first time being at an indoor event since the pandemic. We're vaccinated.
It actually felt safe. Yes.
Everyone was required to wear masks. They actually were checking and enforcing it.
They had the ushers with little masks, so they'd walk around. If anybody was not wearing a mask, they'd wave a little sign in their face. So other than the lack of dolphins, Jacksonville has been fabulous, but we do have to start working our way back upriver because Kiki's got a doctor's appointment coming up, and I guess it's time to start going south.
Yeah, we're going to try to hit some different anchorages this time. Maybe we'll see what we end up with. Hopefully we can get some different ones captured. But yeah, we're going to take about a week to get back. We took about 8-9 days to get up here, 4 days here. So it's been a really good trip so far.
And the weather seems to have worked out because we were basically had the marina and had power for this crazy heat wave that passed through where it got really roasty. And now we're actually back to beautiful weather. Hopefully it'll stay that way and stay not needing much air conditioning all the way back to Sanford.
All right, see ya. You see, we're going upriver now?
And we're going upriver, heading
going south.
Yeah, there we go. Here.
Is the Black Creek anchorage that we love so much. It's a great place to tuck in during the week, but this Memorial Day weekend, there is a lot of traffic. It would be constant waking. So I think we're going to pass and go to somewhere less popular.
Yay, we're home.
Yeah, home. We're also
No, we're in Green Cove Springs, the home that is on the back of our boat, our home port.
Which is, so St. Brendan's Isle is our domicile service since 2013. Basically, our mail goes there. They forward it to where we are. And they also serve as our legal address for a lot of things. But so we'd love to stop into Green Cove Springs and say hi.
Yeah. So we're at Governor's Cove Anchorage, which is one of the two places to get ashore in Green Cove Springs. This is the first time we've actually anchored in this one. There's a city boat ramp over here, and you can get ashore. And there's a little store there with a bunch of restaurants.
Oh, it's a strip mall.
Strip mall.
So there's a barbecue restaurant, an Asian restaurant. There's a Mexican grocery and taqueria. There's a couple fast food places. There's a dentist, acute care.
Food trucks.
You can get your taxes done, your nails done. So yeah, it's a laundromat there.
Mall.
So a lot of services right there. So it's great if you need to do a little bit of reprovisioning.
Oh, and of course also Ace Hardware and Advanced Auto Parts and AutoZone. So if you're looking for boat stuff or parts or anything like that, you can get ashore and get your screws and nuts on.
Yep. And then you can dinghy up Governor's Creek right behind us. And there's apparently even access to a park with some walking trails. And you can walk along the main road. There's a nice separated path. So it's an overall pretty great stop. No protection here. We're actually at a lot of fetch this morning.
Yeah. But it would have been if we wanted to, and it wasn't Memorial Day, we could have done a 1.5 mile walk to go visit our mailbox and pick up our mail in person. So wow, Green Cove Springs. That's the highlight of stopping here, I guess.
Yep. So there's also another anchorage down the way. It's at their free city docks there, which is right by the park and the downtown area, where you have access to the library, a couple of restaurants and coffee shop there, as well as I think there's like a Walgreens type place. Yeah. So there's two options in Green Cove Springs. It's a great little stop. Just not a lot of protection because there's nowhere really to tuck into. Okay, cool. We're going to head further south, get some miles in, and hopefully get to the other side and get out of this fetch.
We are anchored in Solano Cove.
Which is, we've done Deep Creek before, and we were going to aim for the cove right outside of it. But as we were cruising by, I was just looking over at the side. I was noticing all these little coves, and I checked the depth charts, and it's like, this one looks like it's got 7 to 8 feet, which is just perfect. Yep. So he went off and did a little bit of research. Actually found this one on, which one?
It's not an active captain, but it was on Waterway Guides and didn't have any reviews or ratings. But this has been a perfectly lovely anchorage. It doesn't have a lot of wind protection, but there hasn't been a lot of wind, so it's actually been nice to be out
here.
here.
Wind protection from
the west.
Yeah, from the
east
west.
it would.
Yeah, from the east. From other directions. It's not a very protected anchorage overall, but it is just lovely. There's been no boat traffic. We're far enough away from the main channel that there's been no wakes. And we had fireworks at night. There was apparently a Memorial Day fireworks show. Green Cove Springs, 10 miles that way. Just in the distance. It was beautiful to watch from the hot tub.
So yeah, nice relaxing little stopover if you're just looking for a place to anchor for the night. Nowhere to get ashore here. No amenities or anything like that, but just
Tranquil.
and pretty, which is sometimes what it's all about.
Exactly what you want sometimes. Cruising down Murphy Creek behind Murphy Island.
It's a nice little winding creek thing right off the St. Johns River, just south of Palatka. It is just gorgeous. Not too tight. Plenty of room to maneuver around other boats if you happen to have any.
Yeah, I would recommend this as a kind of a must-do side trip because it's basically just you don't have to go in and out. You can make a full loop and continue on your way north or south down the river, but you get to have this kind of like windy jungle cruise experience with no other boats around, other than that very unique ferry that has been turned into a floating compound that you'll go by, which is a tourist attraction in and of itself.
Yes. So if you are not planning to go south of Lake George, definitely do this on your way up or down. It'll give you a taste of what it's like from Astor south down to Sanford, because the river is much more like this, tighter, much more wildlife, whereas, north of Palatka, it's really wide open and more lake-like. So this is just gorgeous. This is what the St. Johns River is all about. And there are a couple of places where you can safely drop the hook with the right depth and scope. There's a couple marked on the different apps, and it's just absolutely tranquil out here. You don't get much road noise, maybe a train from off in the distance every so often, and a couple of boats that pass by every so often.
But very chill, very tranquil, very nice place. No places to get ashore. Technically, there's a walking trail on Murphy Island, but the landing to that is on the opposite side of where all the remote anchorages are. So you'd have to take a long dinghy trip, which one of these days we'll actually go and do, or we'll just anchor on the other side and try it, explore it by land. But yeah, it's neat to see.
Yeah, definitely recommended stop. If you're cruising the St. Johns, do it.
What's this stuff coming from the sky?
I don't know, but it feels weird. It's like being in a shower.
We haven't had rain in months, it seems. Crazy.
All right, we are leaving Black Point Cove, I guess we call it.
Well, it's a point, not a cove. It's the opposite.
Well, it's a little cove over there.
Yeah, it's a place we tuck away as our staging ground before crossing Lake George, heading into the south.
This is our third time stopping here. It seems it's where we always stop beforehand because we prefer doing Lake George in the morning. Usually winds are calmer. You can get quite a bit of fetch out there.
It's a big lake.
It is a big lake. It's Florida's second largest lake to Okeechobee.
Or is it Apocalypse? Is it second or third largest? Second, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty large
lake. It's a big lake.
So we are heading out towards the lake to cross it. Hopefully our turbo works this time. It has been working. We've been able to get up on plane, so hopefully we can get across it in good measure and really blow out the turbos and all the carbon buildup from our puttering along this far. Yeah.
It's getting a little windy, so I guess we don't want to talk too much.
All right. See you on the other side.
Okay, about to accelerate across Lake George.
Spoiled or lazy? Or you decide.
The final anchorage of our dolphin quest.
So how many dolphins did you see?
0.
I might have seen a little something in the distance, but it could have just been a bird. So, Dolphin Quest 0, but it's not about the goal, it is about the journey. And the journey has been amazing.
It really has been. I think this is day 18. It has been a wonderful, I don't know, are we nomadic? I don't know. It's been a great trip. But
it's great to be back living on the boat. Well, living on a boat in motion in new places and just that constant exploration. Yeah.
And not waking up in the morning and not knowing where you're going to sleep at night because you haven't planned things. So it's been really good to get back to that after a year of being home-based nomadic. So really, really have enjoyed this. We are leaving Butcher's Bend, which is we're about how many miles from Sanford?
6 or 7 miles to Sanford. So this is one of our favorite close by anchorages. We've been coming to this one all through the past year.
Yeah, so this has been a great little getaway for us. Just a little hour trip from the marina we've been at in downtown Sanford. Get up here and it's like being in a different world. It's just so tranquil and secluded, and you get some fishing boats during the day, and there's
occasionally a river boat goes by.
Yeah, for our riverboat from the marina does their turnaround up here.
People pay tourist dollars to take a tour boat and go past this beautiful spot we get to live in for a couple days. But today, just one night. Just one night.
We just decided one night back, and we've got some storms coming in this afternoon, so we're going to go ahead and get back at dock. If you are stopping here and want shore access, there's like a little island here. I think you can get ashore. We've never actually tried.
It's muddy and you can basically...
Across the way they call this Redneck Beach, I believe.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's a long sandy beach along the river. A lot of people on weekends raft up there, but during the week you can get up there and get a walk in. And then just down up the river from the anchorage is the Black Bear Wilderness area, and there is some places where you can get the dinghy ashore. Just be careful because some of them there's a canal, some places it's direct access to trail, but there's 7 miles of amazing hiking trails right here, and they have also official when the water is high enough, there's official kayak docks to get ashore, so it is allowed to get ashore here.
Yeah, it's some great walking. It's just really you got to hunt to find the good spot to get ashore with the dinghy, but it is worth it. So find your way ashore.
So one of our favorite anchorages of all time along the St. Johns River, and I'm glad that was our last stop on this amazing dolphin non-quest.
But we saw alligators, and we saw birds,
and
we saw manatees, and we saw a symphony, and we saw so much good stuff. And yeah, this was such a wonderful trip.
Yeah.
Hey.
We create these videos just for fun, and we love having you along for the ride. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, or if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.